the 3 L's of wholesaling in 2020. Okay, I'm going to share 3 L's with you that you have to pay attention to if you plan to win big in real estate wholesaling. Hey, this is Ola coming to you live from my myEmpirePRO studios. On this episode, we're talking about the 3 L's of wholesaling in 2020. Okay, I'm going to share 3 L's with you that you have to pay attention to if you plan to win big in real estate wholesaling for 2020. It's been an incredible year. Okay, we're going like literally, you should be getting this video, and tomorrow is 2020. Or you're already inside of 2020 and beyond. Maybe this is 2021, 2022. I promise you what I'm about to share with you is evergreen in nature, okay? And there's some part of it that may be time sensitive, and I will try to clear that up for you as well, okay? But there's some core things that always works, that transcends time, that it doesn't matter what part, if you're in 1963, in 1863, or you're in 2050, this would be applicable to you. Okay, this is about real estate wholesaling, but the concept I'm going to share with you is actually applicable in any kind of business where you need people. You see, money comes from only one place, and that's from people. Money doesn't come from properties, money doesn't come from begging, money comes from people. That's fundamental. Okay, however, there's some in between innuendos and for all of that, right? And that's why we have real estate wholesaling as a business model, which is basically the heart and science of finding deeply discounted properties using mass media marketing. How do you find deeply discounted properties? These people need to get rid of them. Okay, these properties are liabilities for the owners, right? And then locking it under contract, okay, for very cheap, usually 60 cents or less, okay, 65 cents or less on a dollar, okay? So basically that means 60 to 65% discount, less the amount of money to take to repair it and bring it back up to market value, right? So, and then you take the right to purchase that, you sell that right for a lucrative fee, $1,000 to $82,000 based on my personal experience, okay? My average is $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, okay? Depending on what year. I closed my first deal back in 2005, okay? So you're obviously watching this is way beyond that, right? At least 15 years beyond that, right? So now here's the thing that I want to share with you. We're going into 2020, and for every year since 2005, things do change, okay? And once you learn this, when we're getting into, every year you get into it, you just have to prepare your mind and understand that this is about people, okay? There are 3 core pillars in the game, and that's value, okay? That's value. That means you're solving problems, right? You're answering questions, you're solving problems. Automation, okay? Automation, because we're living in 2000 and digital. So any kind of manual activity should be at least automated or outsourced. If you plan to build this as a business, right? So for example, driving $4 by yourself as a person is not worth your time. If you understand entrepreneurship in 2000 and digital, it's just not worth it. For the most part, 98% of the time, you're going to get frustrated out of the business entirely, okay? Knocking on doors, things like that. You don't have to do things like that when you in fact have a phone that you're watching this video on right now. Most likely you're probably not watching this video on a laptop, probably not, right? You're probably watching on a mobile phone, right? Once upon a time, the only way you could watch this video was if you get to a laptop, right? So hopefully you're not trying to watch this on a flip phone, right? You're watching a smartphone. That's the point here. So we live in 2000 and digital, and it's going to be, as we continue to move more into the more civilized, we're learning more about how to do things for less, do things a lot simpler, do things a lot easier. Pay attention that your business is at the mercies of that simple fact. So don't work against yourself. Don't hustle backwards. Don't tell yourself, yeah, you know, somebody told me I could just drive $4. Don't do that to yourself. You're just going to get frustrated out of the business, okay? Now, could you have other people doing it? Yeah, sure, if you can create a system for that, okay? If you can create a system that will get other people working for you and bringing you deals, then absolutely, anything goes, as long as you're not using your most precious asset, your time, on manual work. That's hustling backwards in 2000 and digital, okay? All right, so now we're talking 2020. That's part of 2000 and digital, right? Now, there are 3 L's that I wanted to share with you, 3 L's. But all 3 L's is because anytime there's more popularity coming to a game, a business model such as real estate wholesaling, there's going to be more regulations. Here's why, okay? Here's why. There's going to be more regulations in general, okay? That's just the way business works. That's how society works, because there's going to be more people bastardizing the whole process, meaning trying to do the wrong thing, meaning try to steal, cheat, and lie, meaning they're trying to cut corners, right? And either you are perfect, holy or not, that's going to affect your business, okay? So the more people get exposed to a game, there's going to be more gurus that will teach the wrong things or cut corner type of deals, like, call people, drive for dollars, stuff like that. And there's going to be more people doing that, and the more people do it, the less effective that strategy would become. It's not just about driving for dollars. It's just about any strategy, including the digital stuff right here. Anytime there's more people coming into it, to be less effective. Just like even direct mailing, right? Direct mailing is less effective than it was back in 2005 because there's more people doing it. That simply means there's going to be more letters showing up at people's properties, right? And if there's more letters, and when there's more supply of anything, it declines in value. That's basic economics. Does that make sense? So with that being said, you got to pay attention to that. So in 2020, what are the things that are affected by the fact that there's more people in the game? There's 500 wholesalers coming into the game in your particular township and your city in any given day. What does that mean to you? How can you become the cream that always rises to the top? How can you stand out among all those people? The business model still works, okay? The only thing that shifts is called market shift. It's called how you reach the market. How do you reach the motivated sellers? How do you reach the distressed sellers? How do you get buyers? Okay, how do you get more buyers in the game? Because you need more buyers. More buyers means more demand, meaning you can make more money. Also means you have more options, meaning you're not stuck with the property and somebody's telling you it's not a deal just because you're dealing with just 5 people. All 500 people of you are dealing with 5 buyers, right? That kills the game for you, right? So those are things you want to pay attention to. Remember, I'm trying to share 3 L's with you, okay? And these 3 L's is stuff you need to pay attention to in 2020. And if you don't pay attention to them, or if you don't mitigate yourself against the risk or the opportunity, or for the opportunity that comes with it, you're gonna just regret it, okay? You're gonna find yourself to blame later for not watching this video, okay? So what are the 3 L's in spite of everything I just shared with you? Remember, I shared the core pillars with you: value, automation, automated media, meaning reaching people, and people. People are the 3rd pillar, okay? Money always comes from people. That will never change. The way you get money from people is by exchanging value with them. That will never change. How fast you exchange value with them is everything based on the year that you live in, okay? So if you live in 2000 on digital, don't do 1963 stuff. Simply, very simple. Don't go around driving for dollars thinking you're gonna get rich tomorrow. It's most likely not gonna happen. Is it possible? Yeah, but then you got lucky. That's, can you be hopeful that you become one of the lucky testimonials, success stories? Absolutely, okay? But then that's a terrible strategy in business. Hope and luck are terrible strategies. So 3 L's that you should pay attention to. Licensing, okay? Licensing. The question, is wholesaling illegal? That will always be no. Is wholesaling legal? That will always be yes, because the concept of wholesaling, which means you buy a product cheaply and you sell it still cheaply, you found a way to buy a product cheaply and you still sell it cheaply, that will always be legal, okay? However, when more people come into a game and there are people breaking rules and stuff like that, there's going to be more regulations. And regulation does not mean it's illegal. It just means they want you to get a certain type of license to do it, okay? So we heard in 2017 when Illinois as a state now says you need to have a license in order to do more than one wholesale. In order to do more than one. So if you don't have the problem of doing a second wholesaling, you don't have to worry about that. Do your first wholesaling, okay? That's the number one thing. If you haven't closed your first deal, don't worry about that, okay? Now, I'm going to give you 2 more L's. Licensing is the first L. These 2 L's basically put you in a position where you don't have to worry about licensing ever again. Okay, and that's list building and leads generation. List building of what? You can't really list build motivated sellers and motivated sellers and distressed sellers, because once somebody has a property to sell, once they sell it, they don't really belong on that list any longer. However, you can build a list of buyers. That's something that most people are not doing in the game. What they do is that once they lock a property under contract, they start running around Craigslist, Facebook, and other places looking for buyers. And the problem with that is that it's the same people that go around those platforms from time to time. Okay, how can you become a person that solves the problem of having enough buyers in the marketplace, which means there's more demand? Well, in order to have more demand, they got to be educated on the importance and why they should be investing in real estate. So people are looking to buy deals that they can fix and flip, or fix, flip, and rent out. Okay, they want to own a portfolio, right? How can you build a list of people that are interested in that? As they're getting educated, they're buying deals, getting educated, buying deals. How can you be on that side of this position, okay, and then still make money? Make at least 50% of any deals that's coming into the marketplace. That's something you need to master in 2020 and beyond. Especially if you haven't closed your first deal, okay? Stop looking for deals. There's more than enough deals on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace, everywhere. There's more than enough deals of people that can sell those deals. What they need are buyers. How can you become an expert at bringing more buyers into the game so that everyone will stop getting stuck on the same 5 cash buyers? That's something that we cover here. That's what smart wholesaling is about. And that's what I think you should focus on in 2020 if you haven't closed your first deal, especially. If you've been closing deals already, keep doing what you're doing if you're happy. If you're not closing deals, then maybe it's time to switch gears and find out what works in 2020 and beyond. And that's something that we cover extensively with smart wholesaling. You go to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, go get this book. If you're here for the first time, just go get it's a free PDF. You can download it. It's also available in paperback like this, available in audiobook, available in Kindle as well. And if you go there right now, I will also give you this in addition. It's called Real Estate Money Secrets, my newest book. And that's what I have for you. Those are the 3 L's you should focus on in 2020. Licensing is going to be more, it's going to see more states doing it. You can avoid all that together by becoming the list building expert, and then becoming the lead generation expert in this game, and stop worrying about finding deals. There's more than enough people finding deals. I mean, the gurus are bringing, again, any market, they're bringing 500 new wholesalers into the game, and you can't stand out. You're going to be competing with all those people, and it's time to switch gears. It's a market shift going on, and you don't want to get caught up with not making money or making money and getting in trouble. That's what this is about. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one.